So the picture that I'm showing is Hillcrest High School that is located in Jamaica, Queens, New York, 11432. So at the time that I attended the school, the event that I'm talking about, it took place around I believe like December or January of 2000, December 2010 or January 2011. And I was pretty upset that I was being accused of stealing the teacher's wallet. So I remember that I came from gym, so I have what gym is seventh period for me, and it take a really long time to tie my shoes because I wear size 14. I have really long laces. So by the time I got to class, I'm looking at my teacher pacing back and forth, crying. So this is what I talked about on the live stream. And I'm looking at her. I'm saying, "Wait a second, what the hell happened to my teacher? What's going on?" She's pacing back and forth, crying. And I just sat down at my desk and I'm trying to figure out what's happening here, what's going on. Just keep crying, just pacing back and forth, pacing back and forth. It was so loud. The way she cries is so loud that the teacher next door and the teacher in other classes heard her voice. It was so loud. So all the teachers left their classes to come to my class, inside my class. They went inside my class and they were asking the teacher what happened. She started crying, she started bursting into tears, saying, talking really slowly, I can't I can't find my wallet. So for this, well, the desk, the teacher's desk is all the way in the right side. So it's right here. I'm pointing right here, right side. And my desk is all the way by the door here. And I'm sitting next to my classmates, and I'm looking at them, trying to figure out what's happening, what's going on. I don't know what's happening. And the teacher, who came from next door, he said to the class, "What's going on? What's happening?" So the teacher is telling the teacher in the class, they're saying that the teacher couldn't find my Hispanic teacher couldn't find her wallet. So the teacher next door, he said to the class, you all better hand her wallet back." So you know what? It reminds me of first grade, how I am losing, how someone ended up sneaking my lunch money out of my right pocket, and it's I quite find it weird that I'm had to be accused of stealing the teacher's wallet. But he didn't. The teacher didn't accuse me. It was just the dean. Because the teacher who came from next door, he ended up calling the dean, saying to reporting to the dean that one of the students stole the teacher's wallet, and it was just it, a whole this situation took up the whole time, the whole class time. It was just madness. And I remember it was an African American dean with the glasses came inside the class, and he said to he said to the teachers, what happened? She said that she can't find her wallet. She have her student no, she have her ID, her social security card, all of her important information in her wallet. So the dean said to the class, y'all better hand in the teacher's wallet. You're gonna be here all day." Just it was just so long. We was just in there in that class for such a long time, being pressured by the dean, saying that all of us is gonna get suspended. Yeah, I believe so. Suspended if you don't have if you don't hand in the teacher's wallet, the whole class is gonna be suspended. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I just got into class. I don't know what's going on. So how would I know what's happening? Why would I need to get suspended for? Because someone stole the teacher's wallet. So the dean, he knows the people in my class really well. Like for example, Josh, he's the Guyanese kid, and Isaiah. Isaiah, let me give you a little background information about Isaiah. So Isaiah was in my 10th grade social study class, and my social study teacher, he's a funny man. He's always making jokes. He's white. He said to the class that someone stole the laptop, the Dell laptop, and he have like a charging station with all the laptops in it. All the laptops are in the charging station, and it's just one laptop missing. And he said that there's a tracking device inside the computer that gonna allow the officers to track who stole the Dell laptop. So I know I had nothing to do. I know I had nothing to do with it. So what they found, what my school, the deans and the officers found that during 2010 was that it was a kid in my class named Isaiah stole the Dell laptop. They found him with the laptop, and I think he got suspended for a couple of was it a week or a few weeks. So the dean from January 2011 or February 2000, either December 2010 or January 2011, he believed that it was Isaiah who stole the teacher's wallet because he's known for getting in some serious trouble. And another person I said as earlier, Josh, he's also known for getting in trouble, the Guyanese kid. So the dean, as soon as he walked out with my two of my classmates, he's about to walk out with two of my classmates, Isaiah and Josh. He looked towards my direction and he said to me, "You, you come here." And I'm like, "What did I do?" So I remember just taking my book bag and going downstairs, and I went into his office, and I'm just pretty much sitting down, confused. I'm in a confused state, trying to figure out what's going on, what's happening here, because I came to class late. So the dean asks Isaiah a question, asks Josh a question, and then asks me a question. He said to me, what happened? What did I do with the teacher's wallet?" I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I came to class late. So Josh said to the dean that I'm quiet, and and that's all he said to the dean. And I'm a well-behaved person. I said, it just really shocks me, and I'm pretty shocked that Josh is actually defending me. The fact that I was being accused, I felt weird. I came back to class just feeling quite weird of what just happened. I just don't understand what happened. And the teacher still is pacing back and forth in the class when I came back. We didn't have no class. We just pretty much watched the teacher just pacing back and forth. She said that she have all of her important documents. She doesn't know what she's gonna do. So I remember going back, hop on the train because I live in New York. This is New York City. Took the F train from Parsons Boulevard all the way to 179th Street. Got home, and I said to my mom, "Don't you know what happened? Something weird happened to me. I was accused of stealing the teacher's wallet, but I came to class late. I don't know what's going on." I said that to my mother. So my mother said, "Oh, because you're African American." I said that Dean is African American too. So I don't think that's the case. And he singled me out. So I'm wondering, why am I being singled out with the troublemakers? And this reminds me of first grade. That's how I was treated. I was accused. Someone stole my lunch money, and I had to defend myself by means. I had to actually get my lunch money back because my teacher, Miss Ferrari, she ignored me. She didn't hold a class like the way the dean did it. You demand to give the student back their lunch money, or demand the students to give back their teacher's wallet. She just sent me to my first grade teacher, Miss Ferrari. She just sent me to lunch just like that. I don't know what's going on. I'm just a little kid. I'm just a little 6-year-old kid. I don't know any better. The teacher is supposed to know children's behavior. She's the one who's supervising her students in class, and yet she failed to do her part as a teacher, right? Making sure that the students are well behaved and making sure that everybody had turned in their lunch money. And she never asked me, "Hey, why didn't you turn in your lunch money?" I just went to the cafeteria just like that, looking at my classmate eat their lunch while I'm just there. not knowing what to do. That's the treatment. So I end up taking the scissor and just hitting it in my classmate head to give me back my lunch money. I'm just a cranky little kid who's hungry. You know, I want my lunch money so I can eat food. It's not fair. The treatment is definitely not fair at all. So when I think back about what happened to me, right, and when I was a kid, I'm thinking what's happening to me currently. Hey, this is happening to me in 2011, and yet this happened to me in 1998, going on to 1999. I'm comparing these situations. I learned that it's happening again, but this time I'm involved in something that had nothing to do with me because I came to class late. So I was pretty upset that I was being accused of stealing the teacher's wallet. I didn't even get no sleep, and it made me feel it. The way the dean singled me out made me feel embarrassed, and that everybody's looking at me walking out with the dean like I'm some sort of troubled, like a delinquent, like I'm a troubled kid, man. A troubled teenager. Because I was a teenager. This was 11th grade. Yeah. So this was before Aunt B. Aunt B occurred August 27, 2011. This one is December 2010, January 2011. So after the Aunt B, so this was this the bus driver, the MTA bus driver accused me of arguing with him. So this was after the Aunt B, the event that took place in Aunt B's house during August 27, 2011. That's a Saturday. And I was being accused of arguing with the bus driver fall 2011. And he's pointing, so he's an African American bus driver. I got on because I'm waiting for the Q113 bus. So this is the stop. I'm gonna show you the stop. It's right in front of the condo. This is the bus stop here. This is the Q113 bus stop, and I'm taking it to Far Rockaway. I live so far away. Yes, I live very far, and they're giving me a half fare Metro card, which is definitely not fair. And it takes me at least an hour and 20 minutes or 30 minutes to travel by bus. Definitely not a fair treatment. So as soon as I got on the bus, the Q113 bus, right? First, it was my mom who got on the bus, then my sister. No, it was my sister, then my mom. And then the bus driver, he looked at me as soon as I stepped on the bus. I didn't get to put in my Metro card in yet. He put his hands like this. He pointed as he said. He pointed to somewhere, and then he said to me, "Shorty, you see those? You see those cops?" So when he pointed to the cops, he's pointing to the church here. There's like several NYPD cars parked right in front of the church. He's pointing. He's pointing directly to the church, and he's telling me, "Do you see those NYPD cop cars? Do you see those cops there, Shorty? Don't you let me." And I'm not short. I was over 6. My height is over 6. That's how tall I am. I was like 6'1" in 2011. Fall 2000, I was 6'1". He said, "You see those cops over there? Don't you let me call them over here." And I didn't get to put in my Metro card yet. And I put in my Metro card, my half year Metro card. He didn't say anything about it. So as soon as I turned, my mom was looking at me. She said, Don't you know that it's against the law? The law now." Well, what did I didn't say anything to nobody. I just got on the bus. I don't understand what's going on. Everything everything bad was happening to me in 2011. It's about the law. It's like the law is used against me the whole year of 2011, going on to what spring of 2012. Everything is about cops, from the Ambi, the event that took place in Aunt B's house back in August 27, 2011, where I was swatted by over 15 cops. It's too many cops to count. So I remember asking my mom around August 20, the first week of September of 2011. Why is there so many cops? No, how did I phrase it? I said to my mom, why so many cops arrived into Aunt B's house? Why is it that they're parked? Why is there so many cars and cops in Aunt B's house that day? What happened? She said that she said to me that Stephanie called called the cops on me saying that I have a knife. So it seems like it's as if someone is interested in getting me some serious trouble. They're not playing. They want me in prison. That's where they want me. They want me in prison. For what? Maybe they're trying to restrict me from being able, trying to limit me from being able to do anything in society. In the public, they want me to stay there for the rest of my life. Because just like when I said it in another video, in a previous video that I uploaded, that my mom, remember I talked about McDonald's. My mom used to take me to McDonald's, and I used to play with the kids at the McDonald's in the playground. And some girl, she pushed me, and I ended up slapping her in the face. And she told her father, and her father spoke to my mother, and he said to him that no, he said to my mother that I'm going to end up in prison when I get older. I'm not going to be, you know, working. I'm gonna be in prison for the rest of my life. That's what that's what the gentleman said to my mother. Everything is about me going, being in the streets or in prison. And just like the dreams that occurred back in 2003, 4, 5, and 6 all correspond with me being on the streets and people behaving aggressively towards me. They're not there to support. They're only interested in seeing me in that situation, which means there's something wrong with their sanity. For strangers to think the same way about me, including my family, who I really know, and they're judging me. They're extreme. That shows that they're extremely judgmental to the point that they need to call the cops. Also, this MTA driver here is very judgmental because what the heck does cop have to do with anything? If you know that a passenger is quietly getting on your bus, what the heck does the cops have to do with me? I didn't say anything to the bus driver. So when I sat down, once my mom lectured me and say, "Oh, did you know it's against the law to argue with the bus driver?" And I sat down, I was confused and I was irritated because she didn't want me to say anything to her. She completely dismissed what I had to say. And it seems it's not just my mother behaving this way. This she's it's not the first time that my mother behaved this way. What I mean by this way, for example, when I try to explain the situation to her, like I'm telling her I didn't say anything to the bus driver, I just got on the bus. She completely dismissed what I had to say, like cut me off, like didn't want to hear anything I want to say. And that's not like my mom. My mom never behaved that way. She always, when we speak, we always have an intellectual conversation. We always make jokes and laugh. Like for example, when we was living in 179th Street in the house, me and her, we always talk. Like I always make jokes. Like I talk about my classmates, how there was one of my classmates in a wheelchair. And he said, "I'm out peace." We always make jokes. We always talk. We always have like funny conversations and intellectual conversations. We talk about people. We talk about life. We talk about, I said I want to be a video game designer when I graduate. When I finish when I finish my high school, I told her when I graduate from high school, I'm going to study to be a video game designer. That's what I said to her. I always, put that into my mom's mind. I said I want to be this. I said I'm gonna live in a condo after I graduate from college. That's why. That's what I said to her. 2011. I had plans. 2000 was it 12? 2011 going on to 12. I had plans to go to college full time, 4 years, studying video game designing and also computer science. That was my plan. I said I was going to get a good paying job. I'm going to live in a condo. I'm not going to live in New York City. I'm going to live in a condo in Florida. That's what I said to my mother. And I'm also open up businesses in different countries, like video game businesses. Like I was like thinking, because I'm a video gamer, and I play video games. And that's how I was like thinking. I'm saying, I'm saying I'm gonna go open up a business in China. I'm gonna open up a business somewhere in Japan. You know, I'm gonna start spreading my businesses in different countries so I can make money. You know, I'm thinking big when I was a teenager. That's how I think. Maybe because I have a mature mentality when I was a teenager. But the fact that my mom just completely dissed me, that's not like my mom. She's a completely different person towards me. Didn't want to hear. She didn't want to hear what I had to say. Just like the Aunt B, the August 27, 2011, she didn't want to hear what I had to say about what happened downstairs. Only after the Aunt B, right after the event that took place in Aunt B's house on August 27, 2011, the Saturday, right? I called my mom the first week of September of 2011, and she said to me that she's not living in Aunt B's house. So I said, "What happened?" She said to me that Stephanie, the 47-year-old cousin, our 47-year-old cousin, said to her, "Get that brat out of here." Who's that brat? Stephanie's referring to my sister, my 8-year-old sister, Christina. She said to get her out of here. She doesn't want here, which really is looking sus. It's quite sus that she's actually talking that way. She's the way she behaves is quite sus, and the way she speaks, she's actually revealing that she didn't want it. She never had any intention for us to live in the basement. She didn't want us to live in the house. Period. And she used me as bait to get all of us, me and my mom and sister, out of the house on August 27, 2011. Because my mom said she left that she after when I left, she left after. That's what my mom said to me, and she went to live with her family in Farmers Boulevard, somewhere around there, with her sister. That's what happened, and they're all the family. Not right from that point on. The family saying that I have some sort of temper. I get angry. It's not right. They're actually it's like someone wants to ruin my reputation with the family so it can be used later on in the future. And that's what I was thinking in my mind. That someone wants to deceive my family perception about me so they can be used against me later on in the future. Yup. Just like they did with me in elementary school, sabotaged me 2 times in education. What I mean by sabotage, they derailed me from being able to graduate on time. I got left back twice. And the, what I mean by left back, first time I got left back was because of what I did to my classmate, due to the fact that the teacher didn't handle the situation. She's supposed to understand children, as I said earlier on the video, she's supposed to handle children's behavior, yet she ignored me. For what? Why? Why would you do that to a 6-year-old kid? She completely ignored me and paid more attention to she ignored me and she paid more attention to my classmates. She paid less attention to me and paid more attention to the rest of the kids in my class. She neglected me. It wasn't because I'm African American. It's because she's Tash. She woke up with that mind to behave specifically like that towards me. Just like in class, she doesn't call me by my actual name. She calls me by like a nickname, Andy, instead of Andrew. Andy and Andrew's not the same. She only do that, and she's the only person. She's the only teacher, and I'm the only student where she actually does that to me. I don't see her do that to the other kids in the class. And it wasn't just that. It wasn't that teacher who behaved this way towards me. It was also my second grade teacher. I remember my second grade teacher announced to the class that there's going to be a pizza party on a Friday. She said that she's going to hand slips out to each one of the students in her class. So I remember she said that we're going to have we need $10 to contribute to the pizza pie. Make sure to bring some snacks and some soda, some drinks. So I was so excited. I said to my mom, "Mom, Mom, the teacher said we're gonna have a pizza party." She said, "Oh, that's great. That's great." So I remember my mom took me to their grocery store, the grocery store. It was a grocery store by Hillside Avenue. We went inside. She said, get what you want, get what you want. I pick out the chips, the soda. I was so happy. I couldn't sleep. I was so restless. I was jumping around. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to wake up and get ready. I was so excited until I realized my excitement was just gone, completely gone. Teacher said to me, Andrew, when you get to your desk, put your head down. And she says, none of my classmates, even the most rudest kids in the class, none of my classmates' heads are down, but besides mine. And none of my classmates asked the teacher, why is his head down? Something is pretty wrong. Something is pretty wrong with the way the teacher behaved towards me. I didn't understand. I don't understand why she behaved that way towards me. And at the end, near to the time the pizza party is near to the time the pizza party ends, right at the end of the class, at the end of the pizza party is when she said to me that I can get some chips, which is leftover chips. I could get some drinks, which is leftover drinks, and everything tastes flat. It was just nothing tastes right, and it was left with the scraps. Like something's wrong with me. I feel like I was completely excluded from my piece of part, knowing that I gave my teacher, my second grade teacher, my mother's hard earned money. I gave her my mom's hard earned money. My mom was an LPN nurse, and she treated me like shit. And I had a person come to my channel back in what 2020, was it 2021 or 2020? 2020 or 2021, and she said to me that I'm a conspiracy theorist and no one's gonna respect me. They're gonna treat you like shit. But I was treated like that before the internet, before I even started writing on the internet in the early 2000s. I started when I was just a kid writing on the internet. I know I'm smart, but I figure out technology really quickly. Yes, I started really young, right? 2006, really really young, and I was just pretty shocked by the fact that she treated me this way, and none of my classmates behaved. None of my classmates, got her attention, to say, "Hey, why is he not taking part in the pizza party?" This reminds me of first grade, how I was trying to talk to my classmate, and all of a sudden my classmate raised his hand. He raised his hand, telling the teacher that I'm bothering him. He's extremely sensitive, and the teacher, Mr. Yellman, he told me to come in front of the class, and he put his hand around my waist, lift me up, level my eyes to his eyes, and he screamed in front of my face, and he slowly put me down to humiliate me. It seems that there is someone actually targeting me in school at such a, shows that someone's been targeting me in school since I was a kid. Because the fact that I'm the only kid in the class who's being treated this way makes me think there's something wrong with the way they think about me. Definitely I can't take part in a pizza party. I'm being excluded. I'm 31 right now, 31 years old, and I can't get a job. No many times I apply for a job, and I already did 4 years. For how many years? 5 years of school, because that's how long I've been in school. And I seem to when it comes to money, I seem to have no luck when it comes to money, or when it comes to getting a partner. All ever, and even online, I seem to have no luck when it comes to interacting with people on the internet. They can't wait to get me banned when I talk about my experiences, or they like to edit my posts and mislead people about my experiences, so they can say that I'm just a conspiracy theorist or I'm just derailing people's threads. So that's when I get that idea that someone's removing context from my posts, and by removing context, they can make me sound like a logical person. Hey, this guy's post is meaningless. So it gives me an idea what's happening here. So that's why I start like trying to figure out. I'll usually sit down. I usually sit down and try to concentrate on my past. So when people say, "Hey, where you get your ideas from?" There we go. This is how I get my ideas. And I try learning. And also, I read books. I read a lot of books. Not only that, I read too much. That's a fact. I read a lot of quantum books. That's another place where I get my ideas. There's free books on Google, so you can just read them, and you can actually learn. You could try to learn. You could try to actually learn from your own experiences and apply these concepts that you learn from the books into real life situations. Just like my professor said, it's not about sounding intelligent. It's about using these concepts in real life situations. And that's what I'm doing. Like I talk about quantum cryptography keys, I'm applying them into real life situations. I talk about how the human thoughts runs through an interval and the program make sure to dissync their thoughts or make sure to make some changes with their mind, make them wake up with a mind to what I mean by wake up with a mind, they're on auto set. Someone's scheduling their be scheduling people to behave a certain way at specific times of the day. Could be morning, afternoon, it's all scheduled. Everything's all scheduled. People say predetermined. I say that everything is scheduled. They're completely on auto set. Their thoughts runs through an interval. It shapes their thoughts, and the environment shapes their behavior. They all think alike, and it's like since I don't think alike with the whole, the people who think alike, I don't fit in with them. And if you see me not thinking alike, they don't want to have anything to do with me. Just like the people at the jobs, they don't think the same way as me. They don't have the same emotion as me. And my emotions and my thoughts are not artificial. It's too much of me. It's more of me. It's not 100% artificial. It's at least a certain percentage of me. And that's why the management I gave it a name. I call it the management program. And I started building up my ideas. I remember in 2012, I said, "Hey, mom, you see those people? You see those Chinese people there? Someone put them there to live there. You see those are Indian people that lives in 169th Street, 179th Street, 170th Street. Someone put them there to live there. I would just get my ideas based off of how I observe the people behavior, how based off of observation. You see what happened to Trayvon Martin? Someone put him there at that time. You see what happened to this person here? I would just talk. I would just apply my ideas. Let's do it right on the spot. That's like me. But anyway, thank you for watching. I just wanted to show people what happened to me in 2011. It's 2011 going on to 2012. And the saying goes on, I was treated the same way when I was living in my father's girlfriend's place. She accused me of talking back to her. She called the cops. Everything's about cops. From 2011, that's it. Everything's about cops. Me getting in trouble with the law. So I'm trying to figure out why. I've been sitting down trying to figure out why me. Why is it that someone wants me in trouble with the law? What's the purpose of it? Why is it that it's happening here in New York City? But when I was in Florida, nothing like that happened to me. No cop wanted to arrest me, but only here. What's so different with New York City compared to Florida? Is that the people in New York City is so the people here are emotional. They're too damn emotional, which makes them aggressive, and also they're too lonely. Always blasting up the music and always talking loud, like they don't, they want to be heard. Thank you for watching.